Okay, we are looking at, this is from CC3 Section 3.1.5, number 347, and I'm going to look at equation or rule B, the one from B, which is, I'll rewrite here, y equals 11x. So we need to create a table. So each rule, we need to create a table of x and y values. So I'm going to have x and y table, and then I need to graph it. So the first thing is my x and y table, picking your values. I kind of stick with the values of -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, just to give 7 points that I can see on the graph. And from there, plugging in each of these values. So -3 into the x, right? So this is the input and this is the output. So in goes -3. So 11 times -3 is -33. And then -2 times the 11, 11 times -2 is -22. And then -1 times that is -11. 0 times that is 0. 1 times 11, 11. 2 times 11, 22. And then 11 times 3, 33. So here's my table of values that I've created. And now comes the part of graphing it. So this is where we have to get creative with our graph, because the values that I have here, my minimum value for my y is -33. My maximum is +33. So I'm going to have to scale this in a way that can fit those, right? So I still have this negative, I have -3 to 3 for the x. So if I'm going to determine where my y-axis is and how far over I need to go, so let's just pick right here for now. Just say I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5. So I know I could put my y-axis there, because going this direction on x, I would have enough to get to -3, and then going this direction on the x, I'd have enough to get to +3. So determining though how far down I need to go, how tall my y-axis needs to be. Well, if I'm having my highest point be 33, I probably don't want to go by ones, right? Because then I'm going to be using up quite a bit of graph paper. So I might actually, in this case, go maybe by threes. So if I was going to go by threes, then I can get up to 11 spaces and still count and get my 33. So I'll count down 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just for good measure, I'm going to go one more. So this is where I'll have my origin, the center of my graph. So let me put in my axes, my straight edge. Here's my y-axis, and here's my x-axis. I don't have to go too far this direction because I'm only going up to 3. So there's my axes. And again, keep in mind, axes also continue on forever in all 4 directions. So I usually put arrows on those axes. My x-axis, I'm scaling it by ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this direction, -1, -2, -3, -4. And then if I mentioned I was going to go by 3, so I'm scaling my y-axis. So that was my x. I'm going to scale my y-axis by 3. So this would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, and then there's 33. So that's going that direction. Same would be going down below, but in this case, I'm going to just, so I don't have it all too cramped here as far as my labeling, I'll skip. That's -3, so this is -6, -9, -12, -15, -18. So I'm just skipping a line each time. Still scaled by 3s, -18, -21, -24, -27, -30. So that's good enough for right now. I can see where I'm at. So let's go ahead and graph our data, our table of values. So my first one, -3, -33. So x is -3, y is -33, which would be all the way down here, right? X is -3, y is -33. Okay? And then x is -2, y is -22. So -22, if that's -18, that was -21. So one more past that, a little bit past that, a third. And then -1, -11. So that's -12 here. So -11 would just be right above it. -1, -11. 0, 0, that's my center, my origin. 1, 11, so 1, that's 112, so 111 is one right below it. 2, 22, so that's 21, so just a little bit above it. And then 3, 33, 33 is right here. So we should have all my points in a constant pattern, a linear pattern, and they are. And we would connect our dots in this case because there are values that exist in between each of those integer values, right? So I could put in, right, remember this, I could put in 1/2 and get an answer of 5.5. If I were to put 1/2 into x, I'd have 5.5. So where's that at? 1/2, 5.5 would be right about there. So there's values, there's these fractional decimal values in between each of those integer points. So that's why we graph the line, to show all the possible values. The other thing I got to include are arrows on the end of my line, on the either direction of the line, because it shows that those solutions, the values continue going in both directions. And the last thing it wants me to do is label the graph with the equation. So somewhere on my graph, I'll write the equation y equals 11x. And there's the final product.